Africans have benefited from their experience with white supremacy. And we just have to look at the...
Really? I'm just going to leave that out there. I'm just going to leave that out. You know, that is not even worth challenging.
Benefited from their... Africans have benefited from their experience with white supremacy. And we just have to look at the...
Really? I'm just going to leave that out there. I'm just going to leave that out. You know, that is not even worth challenging.
Well, I'm quite conflicted about interviewing Richard Spencer. He's the leader of what they call the alt-right, which I think is a new word for fascism. And ordinarily giving someone like that oxygen is something I think journalists shouldn't do. But here's the difference. Spencer and people like him credit themselves with providing the intellectual underpinnings for the Trump revolution. And I fear they might be right.
This is a group of people with very dangerous ideas. Richard, how do you do?
So are you the interviewer?
I'm the interviewer. I'm Gary Young. Yes.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Look at the average life of an African American in the United States. It's far better than any African living in Africa.
Really? So slavery was good for them.
Look, they benefited from being in a different nation than their own, no doubt.
Really?
No doubt. How can you deny that?
Sorry?
How can you deny such
It's
an obvious
such
fact?
a ridiculous notion.
Ridiculous?
It's such a ridiculous notion that people forcibly removed from their homes and taken to this country to work for nothing for a couple of centuries, that benefited them. Have you ever for a second considered that if they were able to stay in the countries where they were born and lived and weren't forcibly removed, that those continents might be in a better state now?
I seriously doubt that.
To what extent do you feel that Trump shares your viewpoints?
I mean, I don't think he shares the ideal of the ethnic state. I don't think he shares my conscious thinking about race, or the conscious thinking about race of most people in this building. But does he have nationalist feelings? I think that's clear. I mean, he wouldn't have run the campaign that he ran if he didn't feel some sense of loss. We are losing our nation here in the United States, in Britain, across the world.
I'm not losing my nation. I'm British.
We're not using your nation because you're winning this democratic battle.
What am I winning? I'm living in the place of my birth, just like you.
But that's not really your home.
You don't get to tell me where my home is.
But you know that that's not your real home.
Please don't tell me what I know.
Build it.
Sorry? Listen, my ancestors built it tenfold and weren't paid for it.
Look, it's like saying that African Americans built the United States. Like,
they did, but they literally built the White House.
Because we made them do it.
And you're proud of that. You're proud of that.
Well, it's had bad consequences, but the fact is, yes, I am ultimately proud of it.
You're proud of slavery.
I'm ultimately proud of my ancestors because
you're proud of slavery.
I embrace all of it. You'll never be an Englishman.
You don't get to tell me what I will be.
Because my name's Richard Spencer.
My name's Richard Spencer, and I approve this message.
Yes, and so therefore I actually do get to tell you.
You don't get to tell me anything. You're a ridiculous.
You don't even know.
The interview's over. You've got nothing to say. I was looking for someone who could give some intellectual ballast to what's going on in this country in terms of race and in terms of white people, but I found the wrong guy. Because you don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so Donald Trump feels for DOF. F-EEL-D-OF-T to Toft. Put some hyphens in that. When he doesn't feel for DOF, he feeds. In the whole field. F-E-E parentheses L-D hyphen. It's a container to read that's red, meaning you're not into black, because you're only a route, artificial with hyphens, imp, pass, ass. If you're not asking the night, KT, you're passing the time and the time. all hyphenated. Just saying, saying. Richard Spencer's merely feeling for his penis. The only one his ego has got, even with his imagination he has so ought with hyphens, is S-T-E wife-ye-. His penis sty. S-T-E, that's your female saint. Well, you know what he thinks of you. You hear you. I'll write it out for you. E-W-E. Y-E-W-E. Yew tree, part of its poison, we can think of it as an allegory for choice. The competitive marketplace thief and doff to toff for no reason you brought. Did not bring your head and did not bring toft. 0 territorial force. You're not the heir. H-E-I-R. You're a gutted doubt, narcissistic with flair, fair lair, hyphenated. He feels for his penis, Richard Spencer, and it's interesting to watch a journalist. I think that was a good dynamic. A journalist that was black and not from America, but speaks the language. Richard Spencer is able to make up anything he wants in his mind, knowing it's going to be frame and doffed every time to dow with war. The ID has been supplied by the ag, the judge, and the agriculture to land doffed tone. So it's interesting, no matter how well adverse your desire for good journalism, Richard Spencer can still surmount on his own penis style with hyphens, because that's at his gentle, indulgent, calm man, -D, doffed hand. He's handing doff to himself. And that's what he feels for as his wealth and health. He's never laid day from being the knight. Okay. And I assure you, he's never gained honest tone, or the hat tone, or the tat tone, to the hindsight. That is definitely a pen -I is sty I hyphenated.